everyone, welcome. I'm so excited about this video tutorial. It's been a really long time I was speaking myself. Today we will be working on this pattern. I will show you how to work. Absolutely love how easy it is, how simple, how many variations and options you can create with this pattern. I will show you everything step by step. I will provide plenty of tips, so I'm sure even the beginner can do it. If you never tried overlay mosaic crochet, I can tell you it's so easy. You will absolutely love it. So one more last thing before we jump in and I show you how to crochet this pattern. How much yarn you will need. Let's do the calculations together. So my pattern sample was really small, but I will tell you all the details. Is 8 repeats in height and 7 repeats in width. Here we have 25 centimeters. I will give information in inches on the screen. And the height and the width, sorry, is 42 centimeters. I used color A is my background color. 47 grams, 165 meters. Color B, my pattern color, 33 grams, 96 meters. So this is a small sample. Let's say you want it to be 2 times wider. So you want it to be not 42 centimeters, 84 centimeters. So we have 1, 2. And you want it to be longer, of course. Let's add here some length. These are all the sizes of my sample. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we hit the width and height. One repeat was 25 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be 25 centimeters. Multiple by 4, 100 centimeters. And how much yarn you will need. So what do we have here from this information? It means I want 8 times more yarn than was used for my pattern sample. What we do, we take this number. Always look at the meters or yards, never look at the grams, because depending on the yarn fiber content and different brands, these numbers will be different. Always look the length of the yarn. So color A, 165 meters multiple by 8, we get 1320 meters. Color B, 96 meters I used for my sample. We need 8 times more. Yes, and we need 768 meters. So total color A, we need 8 skeins, and color B, it will be a bit less than 2 skeins. Anyway, you will have to buy 2 skeins, and what will be left from this you can always use for the border. Yes, because these calculations are without border. Always keep in mind that you will need some more yarn. Also, it's not bad. Let's say I say here 8 skeins, and skeins are 50 grams, small ones. It's not bad to take one extra skein just to have extra. So it's better safe than sorry. Always, if you want more wide border, always have some extra yarn. That's it. I hope we refresh some mathematics as well. Sorry, I think here you didn't see what I was writing. I was off the screen. Let's jump in. This is a small sample of my new pattern, Rainbow Waves, that I made just to show you how it looks. And I was using this rather new yarn from Hobby. It's Tea Time. Let me see the color. Color 4. And I used it as my color B, which creates these zigzag waves. And for my color A, I was using We Love yarn. It's 50 grams balls, color 01. So I was using 4 millimeters crochet hook. However, Hobby says that Tea Time is a run weight yarn. I find it works better with 4 millimeters crochet hook, so I treat it as a lightweight yarn. You might try it yourself and you may have your own opinion. So for today's video tutorial, I will be using the same Tea Time color 4, but instead of this We Love yarn, I will try to use the new line of acrylic yarn, Hobby Everyday Acrylic. It's 100% acrylic, and Tea Time is 100% acrylic as well. I'm not lying, no? No, I'm not lying. I'm correct. And this is a bit of white color, kind of cream. Let me see the number. Color is 02. So just for this video tutorial, I want to see how it works. I think this yarn will work perfectly fine. And I will be using again 4 millimeters crochet hook. So let's get started. To start our project, I will be using long tail foundation chain. I absolutely love it for Mosaic crochet projects because it has 2 extra loops that we can use for the double border, and I will show you just in a little bit. What other options do you have? You can start with single crochet foundation chain, or you can start with a simple chain and work the first row of single crochet into back bumps. This is also an option, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is long tail foundation chain. Sorry, I don't know what is going on with my voice today. I think air conditioners are killing us softly. So the pattern repeat. Okay, before I go to pattern repeat, how long tail you need to leave to start your project? When I'm using lightweight DK yarn, I'm counting widely spread hands, and the length of the yarn for this with the wide spread hands for 100 chains. So this is something that you can have in mind, and after some tries and fails, I'm sure you will find your way to make calculations. So let's get started. slip knot. So this is my working yarn, and this is a tail. I didn't leave it very long because I'm not going to work very long for this video tutorial. So the pattern repeat is 12 stitches plus 3. What does it mean? People ask so many times, what does it mean and how many chains I need to start? Start with as many chains as you want. Just count 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. And when you are happy about how long your chain is, this is going to be the width of your blanket. Add 3 extra stitches, as pattern says, and you are ready to go. So, how do we work long tail foundation chain? This is my tail and working yarn. You wrap the tail around your hook, grab your working yarn and pull through. 1, wrap, grab, pull, wrap, grab, pull, wrap, grab, pull. So I think I have here 24 chains. Yes, because I'm talking and I forget to count. "24 stitches, 2 pattern repeats. So what I need to do, I need to add 3 more chains. 2, 3. Now, my tip number 1. After you finish your long tail foundation chain, do not cut the yarn too short. Leave the tail a little bit longer. Why? Just in case you made a mistake counting stitches, you can adjust the length of the foundation chain without taking out everything. You just will add more chains here and on the first 2 rows. So let's finish this foundation chain. You can tie these ends together, but do not tie too tight until you are sure that your foundation chain has correct number of chains. Now, if you look at your foundation chain very carefully, here you will find so many loops. Find the V that you like the most. This one looks nice. This one also looks nice. You see, we have a lot material here to work. And look, here it is this nice bump that actually also has 2 loops. So if we are working into this, I call it back bump, we will still have 2 loops for our double body. So we grab our color A slip knot. Now, another tip. When we are working over Mosaic crochet, we always have these tails. If you're planning to leave the fringe, so think before you start your project, maybe then you would like to leave these tails a bit longer, so you can twist your fringe and it can be longer and would look much more nice. But if you want to add here double border, these tails will be hidden. Why should you waste your yarn and leave these tails very long? Don't do that. Don't waste your yarn. It costs money, right? Okay. So usually I don't leave long tails, really, like couple inches. and slip knot. Another tip. I'm full of tips today, and I thought to make this video more beginner friendly, so the ones who are just starting, they can get all information in one. Another tip, when we have a slip knot, and if I am using more slippery yarn, what can it be? It can be premium acrylic, right? If you ever tried hobby butterfly yarn, it's premium acrylic, and it's so slippery. It's so silky. It's like absolutely amazing to touch it. It's absolutely amazing to work with it. Do you want me to show it? Here, look. So I have this butterfly yarn. It has so many colors. It has different colorways. I just grabbed the one to show you. The yarn has such an amazing silky touch, and it's absolutely amazing to work with, and it gives great stitch definitions. You have to be careful only when you start working on the project so the skein doesn't collapse. Don't move this skein at all. Just leave it, don't touch it. It collapses so fast and it tangles drastically. It's like hell if it tangles. When you reach half of the skein, you're safe. Doesn't tangle, doesn't collapse, and it works amazingly. Sorry for interruption. So if I'm using this kind of slippery yarn, it can be also bamboo yarn. What I do, I add one chain and I make it really tight. It's kind of extra secureness for our work, so the tails, nothing here gets unraveled. And as I said, find a nice V that you want to leave, this 2V, and this time I will be working into these back bumps. This is how I always start my overlay mosaic crochet in rows project. And row 1 will be very simple, just single crochet. Just if you just starting, watch to have this V always unworked. We always want them to have here on the bottom nicely. And single crochet all across. This is the good opportunity for you also to recount the stitches to be sure that you have the right number. I cannot do this because I'm talking too much. I guess I missed that as well. All my recent videos were created using this AI voice that you don't like it. I know it. Sorry about that. Honestly, I have to tell, I love, to talk myself because I can share more tips and it sounds maybe much more, not maybe, it sounds much more natural. But with 2 kids running around and neighbors drilling holes or cars honking outside, dogs barking, it's not really so easy. What I did today, I kicked my family to the beach. We have an amazing day here in Greece, almost close to 40 degrees. Where do you want to stay? On the beach, of course. You don't want to stay at home with the air conditioners on. What I'm doing. And I'm here working on this video for you. Sacrifices. Okay, I don't complain. I went to the beach yesterday. And I go really often. Don't think that I'm just spending my time here by computer and working non-stop. No, I have life as well. I got overwhelmed too much with my work It's a lot of pleasure and a lot of stress, but I absolutely love the beach, so I really go there rather often. Okay, so first row, all single crochet. You remember I told you, do not cut the tail of the first 2 rows too short. Leave a little bit, just in case you need to adjust number of chains. And chain 1, pull yarn through to finish this row. This is how it looks, our row 1. Very complicated. I know. If you are new to overlay mosaic crochet, you will see how easy it is. It's a joy to work on it. Okay, let's move to row 2. Row 2, color B. Again, we start with a slip knot. If your yarn is very slippery and you're afraid that everything will come apart, make another chain 1 and make it really tight. So what we will do starting from here? Starting with row 2, the first stitch will be always standing center single crochet. Now, what is the difference? When we are working single crochet, we are working into the top of the stitch here. No, we don't want to do this. What we want to do, we want to go into between these 2 legs, one and another one, right into the center. And what we want to have on the back side, we want to have 2 loops of the stitch here at the edge. And this is our standing center single crochet. I will explain you on the way why we are doing this. And this row is really very simple. We will be working only back loop single crochet all along, no matter how long your project is. Always. So we have front loop, back loop. We are working into back loop only, all the way along till we reach the last stitch, and then I will show you how we work that. So, the last stitch on every row, we will be working center single crochet. So the first stitch always is standing center single crochet because we are just starting the row. And the last one will be center single crochet. We do the same. You enter the hook into the center of the stitch, and you want to be sure you have 2 loops here at the edge. The first row here of the the first row of center single crochet is a bit here difficult to make, but it's doable. Here how it is on the back side and the front side. Another tip, do not make these stitches too tight. Not the last one, not the first one. First of all, these stitches go a little bit lower, so to make the same level with these stitches, they need to be a bit higher. The second thing is, we will be working our body into these stitches to hide the tails. So if you are making them very tight, these edges will be like shorter. Plus, it will be very difficult to insert the hook into these stitches. Don't make them too tight. Don't make them too short. Okay, chain 1, we cut the yarn. Again, this is our second row. Leave the tail a bit longer until we are sure that we have correct number of stitches. So this is our row 2 completed. Let me come back to our row 1, actually to our long tail foundation chain. You see these 2 nice V's we have. This is where we'll be working our double border. So when you will, this is our front side. When you will be working double border from the front side, you will be working only into these front loops, and we will leave back loops for the other part of the border, back part of the border. This is our back side. Again, from this side, front loop only, because there you will have another part of the border. Sounds good? Sounds perfect. Okay, shall we move to row 3? Our color A, slip knot, as always, the first stitch, standing center, single crochet, it will form this really very nice V's here at the edge. I absolutely love them. They look so neat. Here, put on the back side. Okay. So, we have 2 back loop single crochet, and now we will work 3 front loop double crochet. I am using US terminology. If you prefer UK, it will be trebles. So how do you know which stitch to go in? If we would work single crochet, we'll go into the next stitch. We would need to work double crochet. You go straight down into the same stitch 2 rows below. So it's the row in the same color. When you are working double crochet, front loop double crochet, always have your yarn loose so this yarn doesn't pull the loop. After you pull the yarn through the front loop, never pull it up to make the stitch. Always pull it down so it will not stretch this loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is our front loop double crochet. Also, when you start double crochet stitch, this loop on the hook, keep it tight. You don't want to have it loose because this stitch, this loop, forms the top of our front loop double crochet, and we will be working the following rows here. And if you're making this very loose, and then you need to make, let's say, here double crochet again, let's say, this loop will stretch so much and it will not look nice. We want everything to be neat and tight. When you are working with acrylic yarn especially, don't be afraid that your work feels stiff. Acrylic softens so much after washing, you cannot imagine. It also depends on the yarn brand, of course, but usually it softens so much. So 3 front loop double crochet, 3 back loop single crochet, again 3 front loop double crochet. You see, I'm not stretching first before I yarn over, and then I keep this loop very tight, and so tight that you see I don't here leave too much yarn. I keep it tight that the top rolls down. In this way I keep my top loop tight. 3 front loop double crochet, again 3 back loop single crochet, and we will go like this till the end of the row. Our pattern repeat is 12 stitches. And the pattern repeat starts with these 2 back loop single crochet and will finish with 1 back loop single crochet, and then we will add 1 more. So on both sides we will have 2. You will see. Just let me finish this row. So the last stitch of the pattern repeat, 1 back loop single crochet, and for the balance we work 1 more back loop single crochet, and the last stitch center single crochet. Be sure you have 2 loops here at the edge, and do not make it very tight, as I told you before. Now, okay, sorry. So now, this is our first row with actual pattern working. And you see, we have correct number of stitches. We do not need to reduce, we do not need to add. From this point, you can leave your tails as short as you want, because we know that our foundation chain is long enough, and we are good to continue our pattern. Row 4, and all rows in color B will be just single crochet. Easy, easy, easy. So the first stitch, standing center single crochet, and all way along we work only back loop single crochet. I absolutely loved working on this pattern sample. It works so easy, so fast. The pattern is very easy to remember. I made 1 repeat looking at the chart, and from there I didn't need to look. It was so easy to remember. It's easy to take with you. You don't need to sit by computer all the time, and it's perfect in between some more complicated projects where you need to look at the pattern non-stop. I really enjoy this, switching to easier patterns for relaxation. And the last stitch, again, center single crochet, and you see I'm stretching it a bit to have a nice height that I need. That's it. Row 5, color A. The first stitch, as always, standing center single crochet. We start the pattern repeat with 3 front loop double crochet, 3 back loop single crochet, 1 front loop double crochet, 3 back loop single crochet, 2 front loop double crochet. So this is our pattern. Repeat, and to continue you repeat starting with this first double crochet. So what we will have here not 2, we had 3, so we will have 5 double crochet. Three back loop single crochet, 1 front loop double crochet, 3 back loop single crochet, 2 front loop double crochet, and after you complete all repeats, you will finish the row with 1 more front loop double crochet and center single crochet. Oops. Here it is. Cut the yarn, fasten off. We are good to go. So this is how it looks, completed row 5. Row 6, color B. As I mentioned before already, this row will always be only single crochet. So first stitch, standing center single crochet, and back loop single crochet all across. Let me share with you one more tip, and people very often complain about this. What happens to some people? Their work starts leaning towards the left or towards the right. Most people say that this is because we are working only from one side. Mosaic crochet, overlay mosaic crochet, we work only from one side. I can tell you that it's not true. You can have perfectly straight edges. What do you have to do? It's very simple. When you are working, you have to keep your work straight horizontally and to work your stitches straight down with 90 degrees corner. You don't work like this because your stitches starts leaning, or you don't work like this, keeping your work like this, because your stitches will start leaning towards the left and your whole work will start leaning towards the left. You always keep your work straight and you always work the stitches straight down. I never have issues with this. My edges are always straight, and I believe this really helps, and I hope this tip helps for you. Okay, the last stitch, center single crochet, check. That's it. This row is ready. Row 7, color A. We start with a slip knot. 1 standing center single crochet, the first stitch of the pattern, repeat 1 front loop double crochet 2 rows below, always 2 rows below, and always, I haven't mentioned I think before, always we skip the stitch behind. So when you need to crochet single crochet after double crochet, you don't go behind the stitch, you work into the next stitch. 3 back loop single crochet, 5 front loop double crochet, three back loop single crochet, and this is how a pattern repeat. So starting with this 1 double crochet, ending with 3 back loop single crochet. You repeat these stitches till the end of the row. And at the end of this row, 1 front loop double crochet and center single crochet into the last stitch. Cut the yarn fast enough, and this is what we have. The pattern repeat starts with row 2, which is in our color B, row just of back loop single crochet, and repeat ends with this row that we just worked, row 7. So if you want to continue your project, you repeat rows from 2 to 7 as many times as you want until you reach the size you desire. And to finish your project, you finish it with row 3 in color A. It will be this row. So imagine like this will be our last row. Okay, you cannot see anything here because we don't have here. Let me show you on this one. This is how it would look your last row. So we have here full zigzag finished. This is what I wanted to show you, and I believe you enjoyed. You find a lot of useful information, and that's it.